Okay, so we're going to go on to the next topic. So there, among all of the shit happening in the world, we're also mining uranium, and we're doing it in a way that pollutes our waters and pollutes our land, right? And we're also doing it in a way that violates Indigenous treaties. But there was a win this week. I found this, and I want to share it with you because we all need a win sometimes. This is the White Wolf Pack. I recommend following this group. They report specifically on Indigenous news, and it's fantastic. No uranium mining on sacred land. Big win for Pine Ridge Reservation. Let's see. So this place has a historical and cultural significance for tribal opponents of uranium mining at the landmark in northeastern Nebraska. Crow Butte. I don't believe it's Crow Butte, so I'm going to say Crow Butte, and if I'm wrong, I am so sorry. The Oglala Sioux Tribe and activists scored a win when federal administrative judges ruled that Nuclear Regulatory Commission staff had failed to take a hard look at cultural resources in recommending renewal of uranium mining license for the Crow Butte mine near here. The decision delays permitting. The tribe intervening in the license renewal application for the mine in Dawes County, Nebraska, adjacent to the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, argued that the staff recommended approval in violation of its rights under the National Historic Preservation Act and National Environment Protection Act, or NEPA. Resolving in favor of the tribe's argument, an oversight panel established by the Atomic Licensing and Safety Board ruled the NRC staff has not met its identification obligations under two laws, nor has the NRC staff in its environmental assessment undertaken a hard look under NEPA at cultural resources within the license area. The board requests the staff remedy its noncompliance. In other words, go back to the drawing board and address the tribal concerns over historical and cultural sites of relevance before permitting. So Nancy Kyle, an Oglala activist in the Sisterhood to Protect Sacred Water, which is based in the mining-impacted town of Crawford, Nebraska, said the ruling is a case of the oversight panel making government personnel follow the rules they should have initially. Crown Butte Mine is a decades-old project of the world's largest publicly traded uranium mining company, the Canadian Cameco Corp., which is facing federal tax-dodging allegations in its home country and an investigation by the IRS over $32 million in the U.S. back taxes. The company is reducing uranium wellfield development in its Wyoming operation as its stock's values are crashing. So, also, if you're surprised to see that we have a Canadian company doing this, I wouldn't be surprised, because the fact is, Canada is neoliberal as fuck. Like, Trudeau, he is such a neoliberal shill. He is like Obama incarnate, only kind of worse. Because, like, he's just so cool, but he lets all of this mining and oil, the Kinder Morgans, the United States Kinder Morgans, are currently in Canada messing with Indigenous lands up there, and the Canadian government isn't doing anything about it. So a lot of the things we do down here, we also do in Canada. In Canada, they put their companies down here, and we just kind of like sit back and let international corporations just mess in each other's countries, and it's fine because they're all systematically connected under global capitalism. So, but anyway, that's a real win for the Indigenous tribe. The Indigenous tribe, they got the folks to go back to the drawing board and to reconsider the Oglala tribes, what they want, what they need as far as their cultural stuff goes. Now, I am going to follow up on it because, as you've seen in some of Jordan's reporting, is that just because we have a win does not mean that the corporation isn't going to continue on. We saw that with the Keystone pipeline. We saw that in Louisiana, where they didn't even have permission to be on the private property. They didn't even have the permits, and they were still pushing through and putting that permit on. I mean, putting that pipeline in. But that is a win, and I just want to remind everyone, since we're talking about Indigenous groups, that Indigenous women are missing. These pipelines are also dangerous to reservations and Indigenous women, because anytime there's a pipeline construction goes up, or mining, or anything of the sort, there are these things called man camps, and they're exactly what they sound like. A man camp is a group of men camping out near the pipeline, near the mine, and they go into the reservation and they literally steal women and rape them, and they go missing. There's a lot of missing Indigenous women, and even though this is a great win for the Oglala tribe in northeastern Nebraska, we need to remember that one of the big reasons, aside from, you know, the government straight up violating Indigenous Indian reservations and treaties, this puts Indigenous women in imminent danger. A lot of the times people think, oh, you know, they don't want people mining their land. They don't want, water is life, right? They don't want any environmental disaster to happen to their land. It's not just that, right? It's not just that. It's not just upholding treaties, but it's also about the Indigenous women that get murdered and killed and go missing every time something like this happens. So this is a big win. I'm going to follow up with it to make sure they aren't still pushing through with it anyway. And that's all I've got for this evening. So if you can go to the GoFundMe and drop in $1, like, please, just $1. It does not have to be $5. It does not have to be $10. It can just be $1. $1, please. $1 is what I need. So that'd be very nice.